Okay, I'm back. It is still January 10th, 2025, and it is now 1:43 in the afternoon. I literally turned my camera off and turned it back on to continue on to do the second part 2 of telling you my quilt testimony. So I'm just going to dive right into it because hopefully you watched the first one in order to keep going on this one. Back in, I want to say it was 2018. It had to have been about 2018. And again, I'm not great on dates and times, and everything just kind of happens fast for me, so I apologize. Back in 2018, though, I was making a 6-figure salary, lost everything. We ended up living in an RV behind somebody's house. And as time went on, I had trouble with the RV. I had things that were wrong with the RV. This story is wild to tell. I don't even know how far back to go on this. Every time I think I'm ready to tell this story, I can't do it. I can't get it out, and I don't know how to tell this part of my testimony. You guys, there's so much to this part of my testimony when it comes to cults and being in a family and division and perspectives and I could tell you that everybody told me it was a cult. I didn't listen. I could tell you that I finally thought I belonged to something, and it was nothing. And then it became something. And then I went, see, I told you all. And then it became something completely different. And you see that. You know how they always say that you never see it until you're out of it. And when you get out of it, then you see it different. You go, holy cow. Like you leave a relationship, right? And you go, why did I ever date them? What was I thinking? What was I doing? Like, right? Like we wake up and we go, holy cow. Was I that dumb? Did I do that? Did I, and you go through that. And I guess that's kind of where the guilt, shame, and condemnation come in, and you feel stupid, and you just go, how did I not see that? Everybody else saw it. Why didn't I see it? Because they dangle something that no one else dangles. They give you something that no one else can give you. I guess. Like, I don't know how to explain that to you guys. I don't know how to explain that part. It's like looking for love in all the wrong places, right? Like that, and that's what we do. And you go, they're just as messed up as me. This is perfect. And you go, okay, we can get through this. We can do this. Well, you're doing and you're growing, but then you're looking around and you're going, why isn't anybody else growing with you? I don't understand. Until you do. Someone teaches you or says they're teaching you about giftings, but every time you go to use your gifting, that story gets twisted. And they see that you have giftings, and they see that you have a powerful understanding on things. And so they're under a different influence, and you see that because you know your giftings. But you start to believe in that because they're now your leader. And so then you get mentor meetings. You should never, ever feel that you are getting in trouble when your leader calls you, texts you, says something to you, and you feel like you're walking on eggshells, or you feel like you need to answer right away, because if you don't answer right away, you're not going to be right. If you don't go to church that day, if you don't do what you're told, you are demonic. And you see the signs, and you know the signs, and you call them out on it. You call them out on all their stuff all the time. You call them out on day one, before you were even in the family. And then you got in the family real quick. Or did you? Because you got separated in that family too. Oh man, you guys, I can go so deep with this. I don't know if you're ready. I mean, I'll go as far as to even say, I make family nights. And then every time I make a family night, suddenly there was a church event on that night that I made family night. But it was okay for them to have their family nights. It was okay for them to have their family vacations, but they couldn't have vacations with other families. When you make them dependent on you, it's no longer a ministry. When you think that it's up to everybody else to have to do all the work, you're no longer a leader. When you feel entitled to be better than somebody else, I don't care if you're the CEO or if you're cleaning toilets. Ministries aren't that you're supposed to be better than anybody else. Ministries are that we're all working together for a bigger purpose and a bigger cause. And then we were. And we were feeding. During COVID, we were doing lines around everywhere. That's another part of a journey that, not for my journey, that's somebody else's journey. We won't go there. But when you leave that town to go to another town, and not only do you leave the town, but then you leave the state because you're getting caught on things, ooh, you're now in a whole new era. When you divide families, when you shun, when you tell sisters in Christ that they can't hang out together because it's gossip, because you see them becoming better and you see them becoming stronger and it wasn't of your doing, and you have to be middle in it and you have to be in the middle of it all because you're afraid of what this person's going to say to this person because that person was told something different than that person, so we're not allowed to hang out and we had to have more time with God. Where's the fellowship? You have a demonic attachment, so I don't want you touching my grandkids. I don't want you touching my children. I don't want you touching this. I don't want to touching that. What are you talking about? They should want love and hugs and be hugged and be silly and be kids and have a good time. And that doesn't make any sense to me. More people, they can be loved. Man, I've been in churches and these kids are getting hugs by everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more the merrier for them to be hugged. Then they know that they're welcome. Then they know that they're loved. This is the stupidest thing I ever heard. There's a lot. There's a lot that churches are doing. There's a lot that ministries are doing behind closed doors that people don't understand. And isn't that okay? You either represent the church and you represent it biblically and you represent it correctly, or you shut your doors. Because then we ain't got time for this no more. You want to keep deceiving? You want to keep doing things your way? You want to keep saying, yes, but this is all God, and you're the demonic one, and you're this, and you're that. Really? Remember who I was when you met me versus who I was when I left you. The environment that you're in determines the outcome of what you do. Remember that. Everybody remember that. You sinned. You made a choice. Absolutely. Hands down. You're right. Wrong choices were made. Things were said. Things were done. You're absolutely correct. Doesn't that happen to all of us and all of our stories? But then you have to look at where were you in that time? What influence? What environment? Who were you? Who was your circle? What was circling you? I'm blunt. I'm here. This is really happening, y'all. Like, there's so much more happening out there than people realize. And it's destroying people. And it's destroying communities. And it's destroying homes. And you pastors, man. Y'all better get to your knees and you better start repenting. For whatever title you're carrying right now. And you are not carrying it under God correctly. Whatever kind of leadership you have, whatever kind of influence you have in your community, in your home, in your town, in your whatever, you better figure out how to carry it. And if you're on YouTube, like me, like many others and everything, you better be who you say you are. Behind closed doors and on camera. Because if they can get him in Hollywood, they're going to get you on YouTube. Because that's what's coming. For all you fake apostles, all you fake prophets, all you fake this, all you fake, you all are coming out now. It's coming. It's coming for you. I know. Dogs agree. It's coming. I don't know how else to word this. God will do what God needs to save his people. And when we understand the spiritual warfare that we are under, and when we understand what we are up against, God's army's here. God's army's listening. Y'all, we're in this. And we're doing it and we're going. Some way, somehow, God is going to expose it all. It's coming. Be unshakable. Be true. Be real. Be authentic. Be who God says you are. Yes, there's nights I go out and I get dressed up and I have a good time. We all should. And then there's times where I'm just chilling. We all should. And there's times where we're working. We're doing. We're being. You guys, we're all trying to figure this whole thing out called life. You know, I'll be the Dr. Phil. How's it working for you if you're not doing it biblically? How's it working for you if you don't have God? How's it working if you don't have a relationship with him? How's it working if you're not with like-minded people? How's that circle that you're in working for you? How's that cycle you're going in? Where are you at? How's it going? Reach out. We're people. We're all people. We're all human. We've all been here. We've all done this. But a lot of us have figured out how to do it biblically. A lot of us are figuring out how to do it with God. A lot of us are figuring out how to do this in unity and together. The way God intended. We all need to get on board. Because something's coming. Something new. Love you guys.